And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. We're getting there. A little slower than I thought. Maybe it's just a crazy weekend or a crazy week or a crazy last 100 days. So hit subscribe, watch, comment, keep the comments coming and share with your friends because, there's more to come. And since we were talking about the last 100 days, I've been telling everyone again and again and again that Trump is going to be in real trouble when his supporters start to feel the effects of his policies, these ridiculous policies, executive orders, and so on. The question was when this is going to happen. And I think that it's beginning now. I mean, Rupert Murdoch's Fox News and Wall Street Journal, they are also starting to become very critical of Trump. Mid-April, Karl Rove, George W. Bush's senior advisor and his deputy chief of staff, wrote a scathing, and when I mean scathing, an absolute scathing op-ed in the Wall Street Journal. Now, last night, Karl was even on Fox News speaking critically of Trump, and according to Truth Social, Trump was really fucking pissed. Let me show it you what he says. In it, he turns around and he says, I don't need to have Karl Rove of Fox News to tell me what to do. The guy's a total loser who's been wrong about almost everything. I mean, that's obviously critical. Sure. Now, I want to show you what Karl was actually saying on Fox. Karl said that Trump needs to give Americans facts so that they can feel that we are on the right path. Not just promises, empty promises, but he needs to give the American people facts. Play that clip.
If the president were to call me, I would say, I want you to address the nation from the Oval Office on the issue of tariffs. No media, no questions. Explain to them exactly what you're doing, why you're doing it, and why perhaps a little bit of short-term pain is going to be worth it. Why not do that? Why not just go to the Oval Office and speak directly to the American people?
Yeah, I wish he'd done it at the beginning of this process. I think he may be at a point where the American people say, well, great, now you tell us. But it would be better. It would be better to give a formal address to the country than to make these offhand comments. I thought it was really problematic when he said, "Well, you know what? The kids, those little girls at Christmas, they don't need $30. They can do it too. And if they have to pay a couple more bucks for them, okay." Well, it sounds like Mr. Scrooge. And the ordinary American is like, wait a minute, I thought you were on my side. I didn't think you were on the side of, saying I need to do with less. You got plenty of money. I got to make mine stretch as far as I can. I think right now, almost more important than a White House address, is to begin to show some progress. Get a couple of trade agreements, as you know, serving in Congress. They are tough things to get done, and they're big, thick bills. But at least the president could be in a position where he says, look, we've reached an agreement with fill in the blank, India or Japan or North Korea or South Korea, and here's what we've agreed to. We've agreed that our tariffs on each other's goods and services is going to be 0 or 5%, and we're going to address the problem of, in the case of Japan, of selling U.S. beef and blah, blah, blah. But give us a sense that we are on a path to getting these.
Yeah, Karl's actually right. And I despise Karl Rove, by the way. All right, there's nothing that I like about him. But I hate to say it, and I really do hate to say it, he's not wrong here. How many times have we heard Trump's bullshit line, 90 days, 90 deals? Well, we're already now 5 days in, 104 days in, no deals. We keep hearing about them. Only according to Trump, the deals are flowing. Everybody's calling, all 200 countries, even though there aren't 200 countries. There are 17 countries that actually we really need to have trade deals with. Everybody else is irrelevant. Not a single trade deal done yet. Now, meanwhile, yesterday on Air Force One, Trump goes on and he speaks about the tariff deals. Not sure that this is what Karl meant when he said that he wanted the facts. Play the clip.
Nobody understands. We're negotiating with many countries. But at the end of this, I'll set my own deals because I set the deal. They don't set the deal. I set the deal. They've been ripping us off for years. I set the deal. Every country, almost without fail, friend and foe, has been ripping us off for years. So we're meeting with almost all of them, including China. And at the end, I'm setting the deal. I keep saying, when are you going to, this is not like a big deal that's going to be signed. In some cases, we'll sign. We don't have to have signed. I'm going to be setting the deal. I'll be setting a tariff. You keep asking the same question. When will you agree? It's up to me. It's not up to them. It's up to me. Now, they don't have to deal with us, which is okay, because we lost, under Biden, we're losing $5 billion a day. Think of it. $5 billion a day. Now we're not dealing with China at all because the tariff's so high that they basically can't deal.
I mean, look, let me be very clear about something. That's not true. You know, only in Trump's mind, in Trump's world, are you able to dictate the terms of a trade deal. There's a reason why you end up speaking. If you're only going to be the guy who makes the decisions and you're going to determine what the trade tariffs are and the reciprocal trade, then why are you even asking them to call you? Why are you taking their phone calls, right? Doesn't it just seem oxymoronic? Oh, yeah, well, we're speaking with all of them. We're making these trade deals. But here he's coming out and saying he doesn't even need to speak to them. They're going to do what he says and what he wants because they're all ripping us off, which also is not true. There's so little that he and his team understand about the economy, economics, and tariffs. It's terrible. Now, let's just go back to Carl for a second, where Karl Rove discusses Trump's approval ratings. Play that clip.
A safety net that had been basically now being put back together for those communities which was being overburdened by the illegal immigration. So get the American people so they have it. They say, you said you'd do it, and you did it, and we appreciate it. But again, the important thing is that we elected him for a variety of reasons that were important. Inflation, the border, DEI, the military, respect for America, and things like, just tweeting out a picture of you as the Pope is deeply offensive to a great many people. Going out there and saying, for example, this guy from Maryland, I don't know whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. I don't know if he's a gang member or not. But the fact is bring him back to the United States, lay out the facts in a court of law, and get it done. Don't. It does no good to let that thing go out there for 4 or 5 weeks and eat away at the president's approval on immigration. Take a look at the difference between approval ratings on the border, where he is in positive territory by a good margin, and handling the issue of immigration, which includes these other things, and it's significantly less, and he's upside down. That shows the discernment of the American people. Recognize that.
Yeah. Again, it's just absolutely inaccurate. He's creating so much chaos and confusion that the American people have no idea. And it's not the American people that I'm only talking about Democrats or independents. I'm talking about Republicans, the ones that when running out there, slapping bumper stickers on their rusted out Ford F-150s or painting their barn roofs with Trump 2024. These are the people who are getting hurt. Meanwhile, Carl also goes on and speaks about Trump's broken promises. Play that clip.
I sat beside you and Speaker McCarthy in the room the night Donald Trump won. If I'd asked you that night what the mandate for the president was, what he was receiving, what would you have said?
Secure the border, stop inflation, get rid of this DEI foolishness, make America strong and respected again on the world stage, and rebuild our military.
All right, and if you were to give a progress report, I'm not into grades, but a progress report, I think sometimes people read a mandate too broadly. They think if I'm elected, I'm empowered to do whatever the heck I want. I don't remember any talk about Canada or Greenland or the Pope or deporting U.S. citizens the night he was elected.
Yeah, no, not at all. Look, his great success has been border security. I live in a border state.
Yeah. Let me be very, very clear here. I neither, again, like Karl Rove, nor do I have any respect for Trey Gowdy. They will not push the issue where it needs to go. Now, the last clip that I want to show you is Karl speaking about Trump's claims on the price of gas and energy. Play that clip.
Two things, he's having success. The others, it's sort of incomplete. We're inflation. The president is, saying gas is $1.90. I just filled up my tank. It ain't $1.90, and we do not have have inflation tapped down to 2%, and we run the risk of having a jump up at least in a one-time way if these tariffs are put in place. And there's a lot of concern about the economy. The president's ratings on the handling of the economy and if tariffs are in the 30s, and his overall approval now is in the mid to low 40s, and that's not a good place to be 100 days in. Plenty of time to turn that around, but he's got to be focused on those two things I think that people wanted, which was a strong and prosperous economy and inflation being wiped out.
Yeah. Look, again, he's even underwater. Maybe Fox has him on border security as 55. It's actually under that. Suffice it to say, let me be very clear. Donald Trump doesn't like to read. He's not going to read any books about the economy and how money moves. So somebody should draw him a very simple document. It's called the circular flow model. And the circular flow model, it demonstrates how money moves through society, that it flows right from the producers to workers as wages, flows back to producers as payment for products, and on. The United States economy, by the way, is an endless circular flow of money, plain and simple. Money is made as a result. So let me just give you the scenario when it comes to China and why he's so wrong. And by the way, if he made the deal with China, everybody else means nothing. There are 80% of the goods that we consume come from China. So think about it this way. So China produces it. Great. We don't have reciprocal tariffs with them, let's assume. They send it to the United States. But how do they send it to the United States? Well, it's generally on a cargo. By the way, when it comes into port, there's a tax on it. So again, circular flow model, money is made. But what about the company that's bringing it in, right? The distributor. Well, the distributor then sells it to the wholesaler. The wholesaler then sells it to the big box. The big box then sells it to the consumer. But wait, there's so many more parts that are in between. It's got to get from the port, then hypothetically to a warehouse. Well, there's transportation there. And then there are people working at the warehouse who do the stocking and people who work there that do all sorts of things, including just the guy who does the accounting work for it. I mean, there's so many people in the interim and everybody is making money off of that product coming in to the United States that ultimately gets sold to you. What Trump is doing is he is causing you and me, American people, to have to spend more for the same product, even though you're not going to make more money on it. In fact, you're going to make less because China now will not sell to the United States. They'll just sell their products elsewhere. That's why I say, please share this with your friends. Let them be in the know. Join the community, join the conversation. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.